Hey folks, welcome back. We're at the start of the contemporary era as the Brazilians, which I don't believe I've actually played before on stream, or on video, I should say. And I don't play them very often because food, honestly, is just not that great by the end of the game. It's a lot more important early on. But there were some opportunities to get some value out of them this game since I have a lot of specialist slots and a lot of harbors and all that. So it was the game to pick them if I was ever going to pick them, I suppose. Anyway, so we're a little bit later to the contemporary than I would normally have been in the past. Turn 213 is pretty late for me. I mean, maybe 40 turns later than I might typically get here. It's really not the end of the world. It does mean that my peer on the other side of the world here is a little farther advanced than they would normally be. They are the Australians. And they got there earlier than me, so they've claimed both of the wonders I would normally want in this era. So I'm going to claim the Empire State Building, which is probably one of the worst wonders, but I'm really just getting it for the fame. So let's take a look at techs. So typically, I'm going to go down the bottom row first to get fusion reactor for that industry output as well as the reduction in pollution. And I don't think that is any different this game. But I could make an argument for going into computing first, just to really buff my science output, but I think I'm okay. I'm still scaling up my science output in my cities with research quarters and the like. I don't really need the agronomy lab in most of my cities at this point. There are a few cities that'll benefit from it. Here, I think I'm going to need more people in. Definitely here, I need more people, right? Have plenty of specialist slots available. So we'll get a couple of those queued up. And Babylon could use a couple, I think. And remember, as the Brazilians, our legacy trait, we get some extra food on tiles that are producing food. So I'm getting 11 food right now from these coastal tiles, 12 food from some others. Pretty good, it's pretty good. Part of that is because I have that religious tenet, respect to Sea's bounty. And now we also have max war support with the Edo, and we need them as a springboard for the brown player here, right? So it is time to declare war. I would normally be at war with another player. Okay, and the Australians instantly declared war on me. Interesting. I would normally go to war with another player earlier than this. I mean, I'd be invading other continents as soon as the early modern a lot of times. It's just not how it played out this game. I'm not going to beat myself up over it or anything. Anyway, we may want to consider... I'm actually going to get that manufactory. We may want to consider building some more units, though, is what I was about to say. And actually, I just unlocked the manufactory, so I need it in multiple places. Let's see. These units aren't particularly dangerous, but I am worried about more dangerous units showing up. So I think what I'm going to do... I'm going to just deal with all these units down here with my navy. This is going to be very easy. And then what I'll do is pull one of these navies up to the top side to kind of screen out any enemies. And then once I've done that, I can use the second navy to support these units kind of coming over here and sieging the city and whatnot. Oh, these are actually real naval units. Okay. I didn't notice that. I thought they were more ground-based units. Still, Carracks aren't particularly dangerous to me. Just gonna clean them up pretty easily here. There's really nothing to comment on about this particular battle. It's just an absolute slaughter. And there we go. It's unfortunate, the battlefield seemed to expand there, which caught these units in it, which means they're now out of movement for the turn. It's kind of a weird mechanic that happens sometimes. I don't really like it. Anyway, let's send this this group up top, and I'm gonna heal this one, and we'll pull these guys down here. They're gonna screen for any navies before we send the army in. Okay, so they're retreating, so they can't initiate any battles, so I'm gonna start sending these guys up. Alright. Kerma, you have 1,300 food. So, needless to say, I don't think we are in need of more food in that city quite yet. Okay, there's more Karax there. Let's get away from them. We have a fair few number of naval units roaming around right now. I'm gonna make sure I move all these land units first. Sounds like it's raining. I didn't know it was gonna rain today. Anyway, so I'm gonna move all these land units first, because if I initiate the battle, they might get caught up in the battle, and then I'll lose their movement for the turn. Go ahead and make that attack. Okay, they'll retreat. Come here. Oh, torpedo boats. Okay. So this is, it looks like Brown is going to be a near peer. So we're going to bring the line infantry up here, because they'll be able to fire from the land, which will give me an advantage here. And over in Harappa, let's go ahead and buy that research quarter. And then what we're going to do is, let's see, going to get some units, I think. It'd be great if I had more industry in here, but I do have the capacity to buy things. Let's get one more Maker's Quarter, and then we will, let's see. I do want at least one artillery piece, then we'll get a few line infantry. And then between that and the militia defending Harappa, that should be more than enough to hold off any assault coming from the water. Okay. Is there actually going to be anywhere to land? So I was hoping I could have gotten a share maps agreement with one of the other players in the last episode. This would have made my life a lot easier. Let's see. Yeah, those look like cliffs there. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to have to assault from the water, which is a pain. Like, there are a lot of cliffs here, a lot of places I can't get up to. But with my navy here, I will be able to... There we go. Let's do it from there. So my navy here, I'll be able to use them as artillery. So this is hopefully going to be easier than it might initially seem. Okay. We basically want all my ships on the front here. What are their... Okay, they just have drafties, so this is going to be very easy. Oops. Switch them there. All right. Can't quite hit those ones, so that's fine. I might need to get a unit up here to actually land in the city to go after their units. Oh, they have a man of war they brought in. And it killed one of my units? Okay. That sucks. Well, we will go after him, obviously. At least he didn't kill my artillery. That would have been worse. I don't really mind if I lose a line infantry. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. Bring line infantry up. We'll get them actually into the city. Looks like we will not need to worry though, because they'll just bring their draftees out and let me take it. Nice. Alright. This is a very strangely shaped city. Okay, looks like they have a city down here. There's a fruit fly flying around that my eyes are following. What happened to these guys? Let's get that maker's quarter. There they are. So technically I have a slight disadvantage here, but so we want the steam frigates have combat strength bonuses, or the ironclads have combat strength bonuses when they're in shallow water. So you want to take advantage of that to the extent that we can. Okay. Yeah, nothing they can really do here. Okay, they'll retreat again. That's fine. Alright, so we are a little bit a ways from uranium enrichment, which means nuclear fusion's next. That will give us access to the nuclear weapons civic as well. Oh, interesting. So the person who claimed St. Basil's hadn't built it yet. God, this terrain is so awful for a naval invasion. It's a good thing there was that one spot there, otherwise I would have been floating around for quite a while. Actually, I probably should have sent them down this way. I'll send these line infantry down there. I think they should be able to handle this. Looks like there's maybe a spot I can get up on land. No. Okay. To go all the way around. So I'm actually going to send the ironclads down this way to help support that. Non-aggression pact with green. Actually, I'm fine with that. And actually, I forgot the... Yeah, they declared war on me, which is why I had to kill their units. So I'm already at war with them, and I'm in a defensive war, which means that my war support is not going to tick down. Okay, got to deal with these torpedo boats. Okay, start my... Oh, that's not in my deployment zone. But we want my ironclads to be in shallow water. Get rid of these torpedo boats. What we can do is hit there, and that'll open up to one-shot the torpedo boat from shallow water here. Can't remember how much range ironclads have exactly, but it's a decent amount. You know, I think like line infantry have 6 range. Obviously, they need unobstructed sight, right? So it's limited in that capacity. But later era units have a lot of range. Okay. Alright, so that takes care of that threat, and actually with that I think I'm going to just finish up that one line infantry and let this city go on its merry way. I am going to need that uranium. Aha, and there's another uranium over here, so make sure we get both of those. So uranium down here. Oops. Would like a little more production in here, or industry, I guess it's called. Yeah, I say production all the time. You guys know what I mean. I don't have whale fishing here yet. I'm gonna just buy that. There is an event that will stop you from getting whale fishing later, so I am just gonna get that now, even though I don't really have a lot in the way of harbors here. Now I can let's go ahead and attach this one. There's no reason not to. And excuse me. Let's see. Do need the science infrastructure, and I do need more more slots for my specialists. So let's get a few more things in queue there. Okay, Beijing, I believe I've started on some science here too. So we'll get to work on that. Need the university as well, and might as well get the Academy of Arts, make sure I'm keeping up on that influence output. Anything I can purchase with influence, I'm going to do that. Oh, interesting. Let's retreat. Kind of forgot about this side of the world, honestly. They're probably going to get caught. I wish they could have retreated onto the land. Okay, so Mexico. So I did set this up to produce some units if I needed it. So now I can take advantage of that production capacity and get a bunch of artillery. Let's buy that, buy the research quarter and get a couple more line infantry. So the reason I want some artillery is because of these units right here. I don't have an effective way to deal with them without artillery. Okay, let's see if these guys can actually manage to not get killed. Okay, idle armies. These guys are safe to move back up to the front. That's pulled my forces together. So it'd be great if I could get an aerodrome in Haojing here and actually get some air support too. But we're gonna make do with what we have. Can I? Right, they can only artillery strike if they haven't moved yet. It's not very often I use that ability. Gosh. This COVID cough is really getting me this time around. So what else do I need in here? I can pick up a playhouse. Plenty of food still. Get some more research quarters. That science investing. So one thing I need to be careful of is that I don't get too much science, which I know sounds weird, but remember, my objective typically is to get as much fame as I can, and if you get a lot of science and blaze down the tech tree, you're going to lock yourself out of getting Aerostars sometimes that are going to, some of them might take you a little longer to get than others. So if you get down the tech tree too fast, you won't be able to get all the Aerostars if you haven't gotten them before finishing the tech tree. Okay, this is a great battlefield for me, honestly. All my artillery can go up here. Okay, so ranged units are the priority. Where's this guy? Right there. See if I can deal with him without needing to use my artillery. I'd prefer to focus it on other places where they're going to be more effective per shot. Okay, there we go. And then next I want to focus on anything that is a ranged unit. Because otherwise, you know, they'll start plinking me down, and, you know, it does add up over time. Okay. Send a guy up there. Alright. Then anything that's low health already we can go ahead and knock out. Let's get that guy too. Get the crossbows. And then start hitting the Dan Vigaja. There we go. Pretty good first round. Now, they may end up sacking a bunch of melee units, so it's possible I lose a couple line infantry here, right? Like, this guy might end up taking a bunch of melee attacks that kill him. We'll see. Thankfully, although the Australians seem like they have certain techs, it doesn't seem like they have techs like line infantry yet, right? Which is what would, or artillery, which would make them really dangerous. But they do have the naval techs. But I have a pretty significant advantage on the ground here. Okay, knock that Dan Vigaja out of action pretty easily. Use the high ground as much as possible. Which I wonder. Oh, they're out of range. Okay. Well, we'll start. Come on. Some tiles are weird to select. Like, see how far down my mouse cursor is to hit that tile. So we'll start hitting that Dan Vigaja over there, and then since they're out of range, and the rest of these guys will focus on killing all their other units. Okay, some poor settlers up there. I'm not that sorry about it, but killing the settlers does not matter at all, honestly. Surprised they're out of range. I feel like they should be in range. Aha. So I talked about this in another episode. So if you've destroyed the fortification on a tile with artillery or something else that damages walls, you can no longer attack the unit on the tile. And I don't think that is deliberate on the part of the developers. Someone can correct me if I'm not, but it makes artillery and all that much less useful, particularly if you're ahead in technology. Alright, should we get enough? They don't have too much left. I was kind of hoping they'd be a little bit more advanced in their unit tech here, based on the fact that they had steam frigates and the torpedo boats. Let's see. What I should do... No. Okay. So I was going to say I should kill this with the artillery, and then I can move more units in maybe, but because they have to cross the walls here. Do not shoot. There we go. Okay, I think that's about all I can do. So maybe they'll run their units into me and we'll wrap this combat up this turn. Yeah, there we go. Alright, perfect. How do you have 50 pop in this city? Oh, I see. It goes all the way up here. Still, that's... There's like no food in this city. Something seems wrong there. I mean, just... AI cheats all the time, so it's not that surprising. Alright. Come on. Alright, let's attack this city here. Should be an easy fight. Okay, make sure we have that guy in position there. Okay, I can't attack him. Excellent. So sometimes if you can't see a unit when you move a unit, then you won't be able to attack, even if it gets revealed later, which I find a bit of an annoying mechanic. Especially when you know the unit is there. And also sometimes line of sight gets like temporarily broken as another unit's moving around. So your unit can't attack. It's annoying. Okay, so we can kill that guy with them. I should have used my frigate there. I might be able to attack them from out here somewhere. Not quite. We'll use this guy then. Okay. Poor black. They're not doing too hot this game. Can't believe they have no luxuries with the amount of territory they have. Let's head back this way to be safe. Upgrade that rocket cart so it's a little more useful. I'm going to take one artillery out of this queue. And I don't think we'll need the line infantry either. We should be okay. Now I can get the nuclear plant in some of my cities if I want to do that, which I might. So Athens it would be pretty useful in. I have uranium I haven't built up yet. Let's get that. So Athens has very high production, so this plus 2% industry per uranium is going to help a lot. And the reduction in pollution on makers' quarters will be very nice. I think between that and getting fusion reactor, I could also build up, some of these more polluting techs, and that'll really help bring my industry up. It'll be a lot safer to do that. I'll have much less of a pollution impact. Though honestly, I think I'll win the game before that becomes an issue. So we're going to go for nuclear proliferation. And you know what? We'll get Democratic Republic and see if we get any other useful civics after that. I don't remember what comes next after that one. All right. So I am very developed. So it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to find good locations for some of this stuff. All right, it has to be an attached territory. So I'm gonna do it like right in there. That's good. Can I buy that? No. Get this uranium. And I think, if I remember correctly, Mexico? No. There was one point where they were struggling a little bit with stability. Not the case anymore, which is good, but I was thinking I could build the Empire State Building there. I think Mohenjo-Daro deserves a wonder, right? Purely for aesthetic reasons. Just plop it right in there. Not going to build it yet. Okay. So I do have to worry about them kind of walking back into that city. So I do need to defend it. At least pull my guys back over there. Is that their only... Yellow's only city they have left? Oh no, they have... Oh, that's... Okay, I've conquered that territory already. I'm just going to scour around, looking for opportunities to pick off units. Okay. Thebes will be, let's say, an interesting battle, considering it's all urban. Now, these guys are definitely more conducive to the AI surviving than their medieval era units. But I think with all my artillery, I will be just fine. It's hard to tell exactly which tiles I can deploy on here. So normally I would leave a gap in my front line for direct fire units, because that way you can sort of shoot with an entire row of units and then move another row up. The problem with urban combat is that I think it blocks line of sight. I'm going to try it. I can't remember if it blocks line of sight or not, so I guess there's no... I guess I can just experiment here and see if my memory is functional or if something has changed. So let's see, can I... Okay, so I can shoot through city districts. Okay, alright. Good to know. I couldn't remember exactly. I thought they blocked line of sight for some reason, but I think I was just misremembering that. If I could kill all these draftees before their reinforcements even show up, that would be great. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Goodbye. So that's Thebes. How's their war support? Gonna tumble pretty quickly here. This land is so developed. Good God. They have a lot of districts, that's for sure. Okay. You're just gonna stay put? Minus 5,000 gold, not really a problem. Just go for that. A little bit of science, not very much, but honestly, the gold is almost meaningless to me at this point. I guess it's technically called money, but same thing. Okay. So, I'm tempted to get a nuclear plant here. I don't need it, but I might want another maker's quarter down here, though. I'd really like to get a lot of industry in here. I'm going to use this to focus on most of my endgame projects, and I am going to need aluminum in order to wrap up some of the other projects I'm working on. And then power lines is good because it kind of has the same effect as coal, but with aluminum. But I'm going to go into rocket science so I can get started on those projects, and then into communication satellites. Another thing I want is space orbital for the city cap. And I might actually do that earlier. Let me reset this. So aerial warfare, and then I'm going to go straight for space orbital, and then grab rocket science, and then communication satellites. And the reason I want to do that is I'm about to take a bunch of cities, so it's going to tank my influence output, and I still want to be able to get all the stars. Okay, I guess I'll need to leave an army here. Okay, guess I'm going to attack Memphis next. Do they have proper walls? No, it's just palisades. So I'll basically just get a single shot with my artillery on all their units. Wait, did it say it had bastions? Huh. Okay, either way. Play my artillery a little bit behind. Is that in their deployment zone? No, it's not. Okay, I was worried about this sort of upper area up here. I'm going to have to contest that, though. Though, is that? Yeah, that's part of my city, or one that I occupy at least, so I should be able to move units freely between these districts. So I'm going to put a couple units down here to make sure I can occupy the high ground. Okay. I want to do maximum damage. I'm gonna use the artillery down here. Just completely clear out that side so I don't have to worry about it. Actually, let's do an artillery shot there. Aha, so they do have bastions, so I'll get more than one shot. Alright, that works for me. So these guys are priority number 1. They're much more dangerous than anything else that my enemy can field. So a little bit of a risk going there. Risk that did not pay off, unfortunately. I was hoping I would get a little bit of a lucky roll, but I did not. Knock those draftees out. I'll just hold these guys in reserve. Not that there's really anything else I can do with them at the moment. I can. Thought it said I could shoot them. Okay. We'll see what they do. They might knock out a unit or two. They have the firepower for it if they know how to concentrate. But it is the AI, right? I see movement up here. Yeah, okay, so they're bringing in reinforcements from over there. At least they're producing real units now. A little bit more of a balanced battle. I should bring in my own reinforcements, I think. I wonder... Okay, it doesn't extend out to the sea, unfortunately. I was hoping I might be able to sneak these guys in behind. Are they completely pulling back? Seems like they might be. Doing a lot of unit shuffling right now. As well as they're bringing in a lot of reinforcements too, but... This is a crazy big battlefield though. Okay. Let's deal with these guys. 7 damage. That was an absurdly low roll. 8? Come on. Okay, so I need to put these guys up here so I have someone to finish those guys off with. Move you up. And hit him there. Let's see, still gonna hold that guy in reserve, but move him out of the way because this guy being elevated has line of sight on the Danvigaja here. Okay. Just gonna have them hold over here. Make sure there's no funny business. Okay, citizenship. I mean, I have a lot of market quarters, but I'm just going to go for the plus 25 stability on all cities. Help me expand even more. Not that I'm really struggling for stability at the moment, but it's something I just don't want to think about at all. Which unit is that? Okay. I think he dies, but we will find out. I'm surprised they have bastions, to be honest. Something I should have looked a little bit closer at. Oh, I forgot to bring my reinforcements in, too. Yeah, so I lost a unit there. Might lose one here too. Alright, so they did a lot more units than I anticipated, which will make things interesting, I suppose. Could they stop bringing units over here? That's getting old. Okay, finally have some high ground. Use it to get those guys out of the way. Let's retreat these units. Don't want to lose any. I'm just going to bring them all the way back. Make sure they're safe. And finally going to overcome their fortifications here in some locations. Let's take that shot first. Then we can move him in. There we go. And then we can cycle the next group up. We'll take care of those guys. From here, where did I do the most damage? Either one of those. I'll shoot the most forward one. And just focus fire with artillery. I'll pull them back. They're at risk of dying as well. And I forgot to bring my reinforcements in again. I think it's fine. I should be able to handle this with what I have left. I would just like to make sure I don't take any unnecessary casualties. Like this guy. Or that guy. Too bad he was 3 vet too. But you know, when they have fortifications and high ground, this kind of thing happens. And are relatively even in tech. Of course, they don't have artillery, which is kind of a big issue for them. Okay, there's fusion reactor. So Athens is going to be sitting pretty here. So we'll get the Maker's Quarter, and then I am going to actually get a coal plant. Do I need that food? Not really. I was thinking I do, but I don't. Okay, you will stay put. Terrible position for that Danvigaja to be in. Man, my nose is really killing me. You know, I didn't have a runny nose at all when I first got COVID this time around, and it kind of developed over time. It's a very strange disease, because I've noticed like both times I've had it, the symptoms are like completely different from day to day, and it actually makes it kind of hard to like know that you have it just based on the symptoms alone. So it's a little weird. Okay. And then just remember to bring these guys in, just in case, because you know they might be building armies behind this that they can reinforce with or whatever, or they have someone like wandering around in some random location that they bring in. You know, whatever the case is. Okay, it's on the turn. You know, they still have enough units, they could do some damage, right? These are fairly modern units. Okay, go up here first. Shoot from there. I want to maximize the number of positions I can shoot from. These guys have to cross over anyway. Okay, I want to pull these guys out just in case. No need to risk them. Didn't know I could get up here somehow. That seems strange to me. Did I just not notice that before? Okay, I'm not going to worry about these guys. They're fine where they are. I can wrap this up with what I have. Just knock these guys out. They even take the battle, which I didn't think they would. But it gives me a little bit of war support, which is slowly ticking down on my part, because I am the aggressor in the situation. Okay, draftees are dead. And I think that's it. Oh, they have one more unit. Well, let's just get right down in there. Don't know where this last unit is. Okay. Well, we'll have to just capture the flag on this round. Too bad it's taking an extra turn. But what are you gonna do? Ongoing ransack. Okay, interesting. That's unfortunate, because I do, like, kind of need that oil. So, I sounded very Valley Girl there. I kind of, like, need that oil, but I do actually need that oil, I think. I think I only have 3, right? Yeah, so you need 3 for some of the projects that you have to do. Okay, so there's Memphis. How many turns? 3. They'll probably manage to pillage that. I'll just have to rebuild it. Come on. Okay, now who is building what? Alright, so do the fusion test. So I can do it over there. This actually seems like a good spot up here. Fits in neatly. Athens, let's get that coal plant. It's a cool 400 industry from that. Get you to work on the fusion test. Down to 2 turns, very nice. Alright. Yeah, so their war support's going to go away this turn. Okay. Ah, I see. I would like all those territories. Yeah, I think I'll just take all that stuff. I don't think I have any compelling reason to take these other ones. Is this city worth keeping? I don't think so. I think this one I just pillage, unfortunately, and just set it up as an outpost. Alright, now let's start getting all this stuff. Since all these things boost our yields in some way or another, rather directly or indirectly, and they're missing a ton of infrastructure in the city too. Alright, let's go on expert, industry, we'll do science, and then money. Get a couple basic industry items, or basic food items rather. And I also want an airport here, just in case I need to do an emergency reinforce of this area. I'll get another airport up over here, so it'll allow me to quickly transfer units from my main city if I need them, or from my main cities. Okay, so realistically, I don't think I'll be able to claim more than what I've already conquered. Just keep these guys down there in case they try to sneak in with a unit and grab that city, and trade luxuries with the Edo, that's fine. I still have a lot of units running around. Okay. Just work on whatever, it doesn't matter. And over here, let's grab the nuclear plant and academy. By the academy. Okay. There's my nuclear weapons test fame. I think I just need one more turn until their war support collapses, yeah. I'm not going to bother going for their other cities. I have enough as it is. Okay, so they're going to get that pillage off. Not that big of a deal. I can just purchase it again with influence once they decide they want to go away. Let's see, any other resources I need to get up? Okay, there's aluminum here. Can also work on St. Basil's, because I did conquer the building site from yellow. There's aluminum up here as well. I don't need this harbor. I have a ton of food. Look at this food. Ridiculous. Okay. I think that's okay for now. I still want an airport. Probably in Kerma, since this is where I'll be producing most of my units, I think. I'm just going to go ahead and buy it. And you can work on the Empire, I guess? Or do I want more science? I think I want a little bit more science. Kind of put it wherever, honestly. Alright. Up here, I'll just wait. So given the option, Memphis is definitely the priority, I think. I think it's probably their most well-developed city, but honestly, all of these just have tons of districts. Doesn't matter too much which one I decide I want. Let's get our nuclear plants up. And A little more science is going to be helpful. Okay, there we go. How am I on stars? Yeah, okay. Yep, science is definitely going to be what's holding me back here. All right, so Memphis, give me all that. And then Thebes, I think, is the second most important. Don't have enough war score. Am I willing to give up any of these? What wonders do they have? Okay, so they have Statue of Zeus and Pyramid of Giza in here. Do they have any in Thebes? No. So from a frontline perspective, whoops, taking these makes more sense, right? Rather than taking Memphis, because it's easier to maintain. But I think like this, Memphis is just too important for them, I think. Like they have all their eggs in one basket, it feels like. Like yes, their other cities are well developed, but Memphis is kind of the linchpin. Hey folks, Future Uber here, and now COVID-free, thankfully. I am adding this little audio section in because I decided to speed up the playback here, as you've probably already noticed. The thing is that at this point in the game, although I really do like to go for the maximum number of era stars, you're really just clicking through the turns and adding random stuff into the construction queue to try to get to the end of the game, right? Either getting to the end of the science queue, finishing up your projects, getting the final era stars, whatever it is. There really isn't that much in the way of super compelling gameplay or anything like that. So the next 2 minutes are about 20 minutes worth of content condensed, and then at the very end of the video is just me kind of going over all the stats and that kind of thing at the end of the game that you normally get. Obviously, I'm number one. I'm curious to see how Brown did, especially in the early eras. I suspect they expanded a lot early. I had some decent early eras, to be honest. That's not a lot of missing stars. Like 19 out of 21 in medieval is pretty good for an average game. Yeah, the Ming was... the Ming are top tier with their influence output. Look at that. It's beautiful. So many stars. Okay, let's take a look at Brown. Okay, I don't care about Boudica. I guess I accidentally skipped them. Yep, the Egyptians. Okay, so that is pretty solid. Yeah, I mean, that's just a really good ancient era, especially for the AI. Into the Mayans. Yeah, so they had a pretty... and they fell right off. Interesting. Especially in their tech output, and they had no expansion of stars. A bit of a recovery here. They really hard-focused builder, though. They were a builder every single era. Huh. If we look at their industry, yeah, they just didn't scale it up hard enough. I don't know why it collapsed right here. Maybe they, I don't know, lost a war or something. But I don't think that seems likely. They were in a dominant position on their continent the entire game. Had almost no money. Their science output just did not scale. Here's right, started taking their stuff. Now, this population was very high considering how little food output they had. They were keeping pace with me on tech for most of the game. I was behind where I would normally be on tech, to be sure. But that's how it goes sometimes. And, you know, the Greeks overtook me for quite a while there until I knocked them out of the game. Anyway, that's enough for that game. Thanks for joining me as I kind of re-explore humankind again. Really appreciate it. And in the next one, hopefully we'll be playing Bolivar. Either maybe the beta while it's still available, I haven't decided yet, and perhaps I'll be waiting for the full release. I don't know if there's an exact date for that yet. But either way, next game should be on Bolivar, so see you then.